Nick Kyrgios has been called a child for his X-rated response after losing out to Ash Barty for this year's s.n.u.b medal. Nick Kyrgios has been slammed in a brutal dig following his response to losing the s.n.u.b medal. The world number 22 claimed there was no respect, as he was snubbed for this year's now-retired Australian Open champion Ash Barty, and TalkSport's Simon Jordan has now savaged Kyrgios in response, calling him a silly little brat.
Kyrgios lashed out when Barty won this year's s.n.u.b medal, a prestigious Australian tennis award, instead of him. The 26-year-old became the first home singles champion at the Australian Open this year before announcing her shock retirement a few weeks later, despite being the reigning world number 1. After failing to take home the award, the 27-year-old reposted a graphic onto his Instagram story comparing his year to Barty's and writing, "Lol. No respect at all. Don't give a f asterisk."
And this year's Wimbledon finalist has now been made the subject of a brutal putdown following his X-rated rant. Nick Kyrgios is a remarkable mercurial talent, but doesn't actually win very much, Jordan said on his TalkSport show. He's been to a Grand Slam quarterfinal and a final, he's 27, he hasn't won a slam, and there have been great Australian players in the past, Pat Cash, Pat Rafter, Leighton Hewitt, who actually won things. While the former Crystal Palace chairman was a fan of Kyrgios' game. He claimed that the 7-time title winner's talent didn't make up for his behavior. Jordan continued, "So while he has got this remarkable talent, I think Australia tennis and media disrespect him because he respects himself with the waste of his talent at times. And then you add in the puerility of some of his behavior." Kyrgios has often drawn comparisons to John McEnroe, the man originally dubbed the bad boy of tennis, but Jordan said there was one main difference between the air.
John McEnroe was awful with some of his on-court behavior, but he won, so people began to give him this begrudging respect because his achievements superseded his outbursts, he explained. But this guy Kyrgios doesn't win. Some of what he does is fair play, like calling out people in the crowd for being drunk and what have you, but sometimes I think he is a silly little brat who doesn't act like an adult, he acts like a child. I do think he is an exceptional talent, and that makes his inability to do anything particularly formidable on a tennis court actually quite disappointing.